Good morning, you guys. I didn't go to bed till like 4, and now I think it's like 9:30. I'm already awake, but good reason. Hector put a picture in our group text showing a complete 12-valve VR6 Mark III at the junkyard. You pull in Orlando. That is so rare. I haven't seen a Mark III at the junkyard in like 6 or 7 months in itself, and now the fact there's a full complete VR6 there, we gotta go. But if you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, Miley left the house. We went to Ace Cafe for our first meet in 5 months, and we made it back home. Had a little bit of trouble, but she made it there and back. So today for Miley's to be a big maintenance day. We have to bypass the alarm so the car will start every single time and fix that issue. And then in here, I have a couple little wires I want to try and fix. The one, I found out this one over here, the brown that's broken a little bit, that one goes to the AC, so that will control the AC. So it's not the biggest deal to have it broke right now, but I do want to replace that. But just the fact there's a VR6 donor car at your pull and pay, I need to get a lot of pieces for here. Like, I'm missing the bolts that hold this piece and that piece of the engine cover in. I'm also going to snag the hood latch because I have one coming today, but you know what? I'm going to grab two just in case, and just whatever else I can find off that car, we're taking. It's been a minute since I've been here, but here we go. And I believe Hector's also here now as well, so I'm trying to find him. They always complain about me bringing the big camera inside here, so I'm gonna leave it in the car. I'll probably film this with my phone and just see what we can find. I'm gonna grab as much off that car as possible. I'm talking like hood latch, throttle cable, just engine pieces, engine cover, the trunk the trunk struts if they're good. Just whatever I can grab, I'm getting. This VR6 is a little bit beat up, but it'll work. Hector's here. I got my engine cover bolts, and whatever else I can snag on this one, we're gonna grab. It's so rare to find a VR6. Interior's mint, I would say. Definitely mint. Is it a manual?
No,
it looks manual.
Yeah, it's manual.
I'm gonna pull this cluster maybe. I think my rear trunk struts are a no-go, but we'll see what we can get out this one.
Yeah.
A few things so far. Got my proper fan plug and an AC plug in. I also have the pieces to the engine cover. And now Mr. Yomar's here. The VR6 ends up in a scrapyard and all the VR6 will show up. So currently I'm going out to pull the cluster out. I mean, there's a lot of things that are kind of beat in this car, but there's some good pieces though. So Mr. Yomar here has the green VR6. His car's on automatic, but this car's a 5-speed, so put two together. This man's here to grab the swap out of this car. All the VRs, all the 5-speeds. No, this car's gonna be gone in like a day. Adding to my pile, I now have a 12 VR6 manual gauge cluster. I don't know if it works or any miles around it, but to start, along with other pieces here, and Yomar is go ahead and get as much on the front and try to pull it apart and get transmission out of here. Last thing I'm gonna try and get is the VR6 throttle cable because it is longer than the 2.0 one. Mine works now, but I want the original one, so I need to go way up there and get it out of there. I need to clear, you know, this because you know there's boxers in here and Advil and make it a little bit cleaner, and then we'll get in there and work. Not gonna lie, a bit of a pain to get it out, but now VR6 throttle cable. We're doing good today.
Insert cable, right?
Yes. All right, so we're in the process of pulling out the transfer Yomar, pulling off the shift linkage cable here, and there's a spacer on top, and I totally forgot, or we lost this one from my car. I misplaced it somewhere, but this spacer goes right underneath this section here, making the shift the cable a little taller, which is probably why I can't get down far enough to find a reverse. So I need to put some washers in mine. That should fix my gear problem. Then we should be good to go. Nice. This has turned into quite the project. The whole front of the car is off. Axle's coming out now, and if we were big bolts, then trans should drop. Got me some dew. Feel like Garrett. Good old borrow skeet. Oh man, this has been fun. So many things coming off. Another thing I just found that I didn't even know I needed. These things right here on the fenders. My car doesn't have these, but what they do is when you put the fender on or the front bumper on the car, it holds the bumper really close so it has good fitment. If it sags down a little bit like some people's do, mine sits pretty nice, but like with these, it's gonna sit literally perfect to the fenders. I'm gonna snag this one and that one. Hopefully not breaky getting it out. There's little push pins, but these are coming home too. I managed to get both of these from both sides out, and I didn't break a single clip. What an actual miracle. Just about there. Axles are undone. Last thing to do is a few bolts on the trans, and it should drop out. And he has to pull the shift linkage off like the clutch pedal he needs, but just about there. Give me the trans. No, give it. It's out. Hey. Factory clutch is all factory. But it's out, let's go. All the fun of a Volkswagen, but
trans is now out. We did it a little bit of a weird way because things wouldn't come off, so we had to kind of do it like this. But trans is now out. He's gonna pull off the clutch, pressure plate, and flywheel and see how they are. I don't think this car had very many miles on it because this is still the factory on here and the slave as well. So a lot of it looks like OEM, and on the axles as well, it's still the factory seals. So I think this thing had pretty low miles. Once I plug in the cluster that I got from it, we'll see how many miles it had on it. But I think it was pretty low because everything looks pretty OEM inside here. But a couple more pieces to grab, and then we head on out of here. After lots and lots of doing, shift linkage is out, trans is out, clutch and flywheel, all that kind of stuff. The only thing we left so far is the pedals. I'm not quite sure how to pull out all the pedals because my car's already manual, so I didn't need the pedals, but his car's automatic, so he needs the brake and the clutch. We're gonna leave that for now. He's gonna research how to get it out, or we can buy one. Probably come back later on, but for now, big accomplishment. Going from that auto life to the 5-speed life. Whew. All right, got all of my parts loaded up. We got the trans loaded up in this one. This is his wife's car, not his VR6. He has a green one, but trans is in, and then this man has the coolest wagon ever. Not what I plan on doing today, but it's been so fun. Dude, wagons are sick. I cannot wait to have a Mark III variant. Wagons are just so cool. I'm gonna hit one more junkyard real quick because I still need a hood latch, and then food, and then home. Today has easily been one of the best junkyard days in such a long time. Getting some food real quick, and then we're headed home. I am exhausted. Dang it. It is literally 5 o'clock. I left at like 10 this morning. I'm just getting back home. Did not plan for any of that, but definitely a sick day. Yo, I'm excited for your 5-speed swap. Kind of randomly both started at the same time, but well worth it. I got a whole bunch of awesome pieces. Let me show you guys what I got. Look at all the goodies we got. So starting over here, I got another 12 VR6 intake manifold. I'm gonna have the one made into a 2.9 clone, and then either polish or powder coat, I don't know. I was talking to Roger yesterday. I could run the Mark IV manifold on this car and make more power, but I like how this one looks more, so we're gonna stay with this one. I found just one carpet OEM Mark III format. Volkswagen logo and everything, needs to be clean, but I found just one. I searched everywhere, couldn't find a driver's side, but one squad, I had to snag it. Manual VR6 gauge cluster. I got not one, but 2 hood latches. I might have one in the mail too, but 2 hood latches. At some point today, my car will have a working hood. It has to. A bunch of grommets. All these pieces are VR6 engine cover hardware, which I was missing. Got those. I got a proper AC, or not AC, fan plug in there, and AC plug in over there. I got a VR6 hood latch cable with another bracket, the bumper support bracket, and then some more grommets over there. So honestly, on the engine cover there. Honestly, one of the best junkyard days in a long, long time. Such good stuff. Okay, now what I actually intended to do today, we need to bypass the alarm in there so my car will start every single time, and then fix my hood latch. After those things are done, everything else is just like gravy on top, but those 2 main things need to fix today, and then we're good. Alright, so if we look here, that red wire that's circled right there, that is the wire to the alarm. What we need to do is cut off the top piece of connector, cut that off, hook the 2 red wires together, and then our alarm is bypassed and the car should start every single time. Okay, so I was having trouble finding the proper wire, the alarm wire inside on the fuse box. I just didn't quite see the right one there, so I'm waiting to hear back from Roger. I put the new hood latch in, and watch this. Ready? Nice and easy. Yes, we have a working hood. Thank you, no more zip ties. So at least one thing is fixed. Working hood down. Oh, thank God for that. I'm going to be bypassing the alarm in a different way. Trying to find that wire under the dash. I can't find it, and thinking about it now, that's the same wire that Jerome trying to find to do the same thing we're doing now months ago when we first did the wire in the car, and we just couldn't find it for whatever reason. It's just not there, but not the end of the world. What I'm going to actually do is pull the plug out of the back side of the alarm that's under the dash, pull that out, and then bridge the 2 connectors on it. So basically what we're doing, I'm going to use a little wire like this. So this wire here, and just for an example, so there's a plug like this that goes into your alarm in the car, and all we're doing essentially is plugging the wire into this one, and this one is connecting it to itself. That way it reads that it's making contact. All we're going to do is take this, stick it like that, make a little U-shape, boom, and done. Same thing as cutting the other piece out, connecting it, or putting a fuse in, just I don't have that wire, so this doesn't have to work. I'm going to film my phone for just 1 second to show you guys this part. So there's all my fuse box there, but if you look up here, this one right here hanging, right, hold on. This one here, there's 2 red wires, this one and this one. What we're doing is putting my wire into the far 1 and 2 right here and just connect those together. So red wires on this side. This is the plug out of the fuse, out of the alarm, which is up there. You can see it towards the top. Pull that out. We're gonna connect these two outside ones together, the two red wires, and that'll bypass our alarm. All right, as you can see, I have my wire right here plugged into the two outside ones, and now our alarm should be successfully bypassed, and the car should start no problem and never have any more silent alarm going off.
Okay, so with that bypass, the car should now start with no issues. I sure hope so. Sure hope so. Nope, I just turned the key and it went completely dead. I had power before, and now we're straight dead. That's exciting. So when the key is off, there's nothing here, but as soon as I turn the key, the alarm comes on. I can hear the throttle about to kick on, but with the alarm on, the car will not start. Nothing. Okay, well the car started with the clicking still going on, but now it's idling really weird. Interesting. So you hear it clicking still. And now it's idling really high, and the alarm's still flashing. What are you doing, car? Okay, so while I wait to hear back from some people about what to try next, because the alarm's been bypassed, but it's still going off, but the car runs, but then, I don't know. While I wait for that, I went ahead and wrapped my new VR6 throttle cable and some wire curls. Looks really good. Like I said, this one's gonna go from the firewall around and through here versus back there. Looking much better. Small little update, Roger told me to check fuse number 21, which is this one here. It's a 15. This is the fuse for the gauge cluster, and as you can see down there, it is blown. So that's why my gauge cluster has no power when the car is off. So I don't know that anything to do with the alarm, but one small fix, I guess. Alright, so with fuse number 21 replaced, I now have cluster lights even when the key is out, and interior lights. So let's see if it does anything for my alarm. It might or might not. Nope. So still power, but alarm is still going off. Other good news, since I replaced that fuse, my central locks now work. So when I turn the key like this, all my doors lock, all lock, and I go this way, do 1, 2, now all doors now open. So that's very nice. Next update, I was doing some more digging under the dash, and I actually found that original red and black with the two red wires that he wanted me to cut and splice together. You can also just pull the connector off and put a 30 amp fuse in there. All right, just to show you guys what I'm talking about, this is the one here way in the back. It was plugged into this one up there. It was plugged into something like this. So I pulled it out. This is the two wires. So instead of cutting this in half and splicing that together, I'm gonna put a fuse in this end, which should complete the circuit and hopefully fix my car. As you can see, my 30 amp fuse is now in. Please let this work. I really don't know why my car likes to work for like one day and then just be done with life, because right now, no matter what combination of fuse plugged into connector or bypass this or unplug that or hold my battery cables together and reset the car, no matter what I do, as soon as I turn the key, the alarm starts clicking like immediately. And I've tried like a million combinations at this point. Like I've been in this garage for like, I've been under my dash for hours, chasing wires, going back and forth with Roger. Oh, I just don't understand. Like yesterday, started fine, no issues, and then all of a sudden the alarm wants to go off, and now we can't do anything. But it's weird because the alarm's going off, but the car will still turn on, no problem. It just runs and idles weird now, and the alarm's still flashing. Why? Why do you do this? Why? I mean, after all this is done, I'll have a very, very well sorted and well wired car, but like I do not know what I'm missing right now. Ugh. The car runs, it idled high and then kind of came back down, but no matter what I do, the alarm just keeps going off. But on that side, I don't know why. Ugh, what is your issue, car? Come on with this, dude. It's also weird that only the right side of the car is flashing. That's very strange. Oh my, it's things like this that you can't just, you gotta sit back and laugh. So I'm pretty sure the car's been fixed probably since I did the first bypass like hours ago, and I couldn't figure out why. As soon as I turned the key, it was clicking right away. I also did wonder why the clicking was faster, because yesterday with the alarm it's like click, 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 but today it's been quicker, and I wasn't sure what changed or why, but I couldn't see anything flashing, so I just figured the alarms were going off. At some point, just a minute ago, when I was filming the car, I was like, why is only one side flashing and not both sides? Because the alarm, both sides flash, not just one. At some point, I don't know when, and I didn't notice it this entire time, at some point I hit the left stalk and pushed it down. So that entire time, I'm thinking the alarm is going off, is actually the driver's side blinker. And I could be one of those people, and I could cut literally all of this stuff out and just show you from not working to working and call it a day. But like, this is real life. This kind of stuff happens. Sometimes you're so busy looking for everything else, and you overlook the simplest thing. Now, I still don't know why the car all of a sudden wants to start and rev up a little bit and then come back down. That could be from that AC switch connector that's broken. I need to replace. But after I let it idle for a little while, it comes back down and it's smooth. So I think I fixed this hours ago, and this entire time I've been losing my mind because my blinker was on. You cannot make this stuff up. Okay, so since that now I think is fixed, my hood latch is fixed, I'm gonna put the grill back on, I'm gonna put a spacer back under my shift linkage, that should fix the shifter, and we're gonna go for a ride. I don't care that it's almost 10 o'clock at night, we're taking the car out. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. We're sending it. It's 11:18, RIP to all of my neighbors. So sorry. I've been driving Miley for about an hour or so now. I've had zero issues so far. Just stopped at Walmart quick to the bathroom, get something to drink. I'm gonna turn the car off and let's just pray she turns back on afterwards. The car's been starting fine all day long, so whew, a little bit nervous to turn it off, but here we go. Let's just go. I'm nervous to turn the car off. All right. Let's get our stuff and hope when I come back she turns on. She does look good though. Whether she starts or not, at least she looks good. I had this back window down so you guys can hear the exhaust a bit more. Oh, just please start back up. All right, so I got power to everything. Let's turn the key. Power, no clicking. Pray, pray, pray. Oh, baby. Oh, that is the most relief feeling in the entire world. Well, surprisingly enough, that actually went pretty smooth. Well, the last thing I want to do is speak too soon, but I think we've got Miley to a pretty good spot at this point. She starts, she stops every single time, so that's awesome. That's so awesome. I was so nervous to turn off my car at Wawa, but to turn right back on, no problem. So I think we've got her to a pretty good point. Like I want to speak too soon because my car is kind of notorious for doing good and then doing absolutely horrible right afterwards, but I think we've got her this time, and I thought we had a bigger problem. We actually did, due to me just missing my blinker being down stuff happens. Like I said, I could have cut all that out and just said, oh, fix the car, but that's not real, that's fake, and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I am still learning with all this process, so I enjoy stuff like that. I mean, actually, I didn't really enjoy that, but now I know. Now I know. So Miley left the garage, drove around, turned off, turned back on, and now we're home all in one piece. I'm gonna drive to church tomorrow and drive around all day tomorrow if I can, but I think we're finally there. The car is far from being where I want it though. I do want to get those Mark IV cams out because if you hear it in the videos, the car sounds kind of boggish and it kind of sounds a little bit off. Like it sounds good, but it sounds off for sure. It's because the Mark IV cams aren't made for the Mark III manifold. So as soon as I can, we'll put the 262s back in and that should have the car running super, super smooth. We'll put in the chip, and we'll put in a few more things with 2.9 clone intake manifold, and that should have the car ripping super hard. Once you're in like the 3,500 to 4,000 range RPMs, the car flies, but low and it's kind of boggy, but that's how it is with the wrong cam, with the wrong manifold, but it is what it is. The car does run. My shift gauge is still off a little bit as well. I can get to all the gears and even reverse, but it's kind of a pain in reverse. I have to like wiggle it back and forth and get it to go in, and first gear is still like down and over, like almost where reverse would be, but a little higher. I don't know, it's weird. There's still some kinks to work out, but at least the car starts, stops, and drives, which is really, really nice. Such a load is off my shoulders. Right now, I think it's like 12:15. I've been driving around this car for like an hour and 20 minutes. It's been a lot of fun. I raced a few people. I walked some dude like a Crown Vic. I don't know how, but he was on it, and I was like, let's go. And I was, whoop. Dude, this car, it's quick. Even though it's kind of running kind of weird, but it's a lot of fun. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. Don't forget, be thankful for every single day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.